Welcome back to the Drunken Zombies Podcast, where the drinks are strong and the zombie stories are even stronger. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Julia, ready for another round of brain-chomping fun.
If you're new to the show, we're all about exploring the world of zombie fiction each and every day, uncovering the hidden gems, and the stories that'll keep you on the edge of your seat will serve up a mix of spine-chilling tales, thought-provoking analysis, and just the right amount of humor to keep you coming back for more. And if you like what you hear, don't forget to rate and follow us for your daily dose of zombie goodness.
Sounds good to me.
Today we're cracking open Twins Apocalypse, a story that blends heart-pounding action with a family drama that's more twisted than a zombie's intestines.
Oh, I'd love those.
This one's about estranged twin brothers. Ethan, a scientist, and Logan, a survivalist, who find themselves thrown together when the world goes to hell in a handbasket.
Classic zombie apocalypse setup.
And believe me, this isn't your typical zombie outbreak throw siblings together story. There's a depth to their relationship, a history of secrets and resentment that adds a whole other layer of tension to their struggle for survival.
Oh, that's interesting.
We're dropped right into the heart of the chaos from the get-go. Imagine a city ripped apart by a zombie outbreak. Buildings, ablaze streets, deserted. It's a classic apocalypse scenario that sets the stage for the desperate fight for survival.
Yeah, the author does a fantastic job of conveying that sense of urgency and fear. You can almost feel the heat from the fires and hear the moans of the undead closing in.
Right. It's like you're right there with Ethan holed up in his lab trying to make sense of the chaos while Logan is out there navigating the ruins like it's just another Tuesday.
It's almost poetic, the scientist seeking answers in the midst of chaos and the survivalist embracing the chaos as his new reality.
And their first encounter is anything but heartwarming picture. A deserted plaza, once bustling with life, now a hunting ground for the undead. Ethan is cornered moments away from becoming zombie chow when Logan bursts onto the scene dispatching zombies left and right with an explosive device and a smirk.
Oh, wow. Talk about an entrance.
It's a classic action hero entrance, and it highlights their contrasting personalities from the get-go.
Yeah.
Ethan's the brains, Logan's the brawn. But what's fascinating is that despite their differences, they share this underlying sense of resourcefulness. They're both survivors in their own unique ways.
Yeah, it's not just about firepower with Logan, and it's not just about intellect with Ethan. They both possess this inherent ability to adapt and overcome, which is probably why they even survived this long.
And that's where the story really starts to hook you. Just when you think it's another zombie, shoot 'em up, bam. They discover matching birthmarks, identical twins reunited in the apocalypse by chance or fate. It makes you wonder if it's all just a coincidence or if there's something more at play here.
That's what I love about zombie stories. They're not just about the gore and the scares. They often tap into deeper questions about humanity, about fate and free will, about what it truly means to be alive.
It's like the zombie outbreak is a backdrop for exploring these deeper themes. And in this case, it's the theme of family, of shared history and secrets that are just waiting to be unearthed.
Yeah, like there's always more going on beneath the surface.
And speaking of secrets, Ethan drops a bombshell.
Yeah.
He believes their blood holds the key to stopping the outbreak. It's a classic sci-fi trope. The idea of a chosen one with a unique biology that can save humanity. But here it's given an interesting twist.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's not just Ethan who's special, it's both of them. They're in this together, whether they like it or not. And of course, Logan, being the pragmatist, scoffs at the idea. But there's a flicker of hope in his eyes. Isn't there? Even he can't resist the allure of a possible solution, however far-fetched it may seem.
I can see that.
That's what keeps the story grounded. I think despite the extraordinary circumstances, the characters react in relatable ways. They're skeptical, they're scared, they crack jokes to cope with the horror. But ultimately, they're driven by this primal desire to survive, to find a way out of the nightmare.
It makes them feel real, like you could actually see yourself in their shoes.
And that's when the story takes another turn, right? They stumble upon a letter from their mother revealing a past shrouded in secrecy. It hints at experiments, at manipulations, at a conspiracy that goes far deeper than they could have imagined.
Oh, wow, that changes things.
Suddenly, the zombie apocalypse becomes more than just a fight for survival. It becomes a quest for the truth, a journey to unravel their past and understand their role in this unfolding disaster.
The letter is like a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit, but, it's crucial to the bigger picture. It raises more questions than it answers, but that's what makes it so compelling. You're left wondering what their parents knew, what they were involved in, and how it all connects to the outbreak.
And all of this is happening while they're constantly on the move, fighting off increasingly intelligent zombies.
Right. It's not just the family drama that keeps you hooked. The author cleverly escalates the threat by introducing these evolved zombies, making them more cunning and coordinated, which forces Ethan and Logan to constantly adapt their strategies.
It's like the story's a reflection of our own fears, isn't it? The fear of the unknown, of a threat that's constantly evolving, and the desperate need to find a way to stay one step ahead.
Exactly. It's like the zombies are a metaphor for all the things we can't control in life.
And they end up at the abandoned lab, where they were born, a place full of foreboding and a sense of dread. It's supposed to hold the answers they're seeking, but instead it deepens the mystery, unveiling remnants of unsettling experiments.
It's a classic horror trope, isn't it? Returning to the place where it all began, only to find more questions than answers.
It's a brilliant way to ramp up the suspense. They're literally confronting the ghosts of their past in this creepy, dilapidated lab, and every clue they uncover just pushes them further down the rabbit hole.
It's like they're peeling back the layers of an onion only to find another onion underneath.
And just when they think they're getting close to the truth, they realize they're in over their heads. They need more information, more resources, and that leads them to another facility, heavily guarded, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness.
So they're heading into the lion's den, huh?
The story does a fantastic job of balancing these intimate character moments with these large-scale action sequences. It's a roller coaster ride of emotions, and you're constantly wondering what's going to happen next.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
So what are your thoughts so far? What stands out to you about this story, about the characters, about the way the author blends action, suspense, and family drama?
Well, I have to say, I'm really hooked on the twin dynamic, the way their contrasting personalities clash but also complement each other. It's like they're two sides of the same coin, and together they make a whole.
That's a great observation, and it really speaks to the heart of the story, this idea that even in the face of unimaginable horror, we can find strength in our connections with others.
Yeah, and I'm also fascinated by the mystery surrounding their past, the experiments, the conspiracy. It's like there's this whole other story lurking beneath the surface of the zombie outbreak.
Absolutely. It's like the author is weaving together multiple layers of intrigue, keeping us guessing every step of the way.
I can't wait to see how it all unravels.
Well, we'll have to dive back into Twin Apocalypse in our next episode to uncover those secrets. But for now, let's raise a glass to the power of storytelling, to transport us to other worlds and to remind us of what truly matters in the face of adversity.
Cheers to that.
So we left off with Ethan and Logan on the verge of infiltrating this mysterious facility.
A place that could hold the answers they desperately need, but also poses a whole new set of dangers.
They're not alone in this endeavor, though they've managed to gather a ragtag group of survivors, each with their own reasons for wanting to see what's inside.
That's one of the things I find so compelling about apocalyptic stories in general. It's not just about the monsters or the disasters, it's about how those events reshape human connections.
Right, it forces people to confront their own values, to decide who they can trust, and to form alliances that would have been unthinkable in the old world.
Exactly, and in Twins Apocalypse, the author doesn't shy away from portraying the complexities of these survivor groups. There's loyalty and camaraderie, sure, but there's also suspicion, self-preservation, and the constant threat of betrayal.
It's a microcosm of society itself, just condensed and amplified by the extreme circumstances.
You know, it really makes you think about what you would do in that situation, who you would trust.
The story describes the facility as this imposing fortress, almost like a last bastion of civilization in a world overrun by the undead.
The image that comes to mind is something cold and sterile, a place where science and security were paramount, but now it's just another battleground in the fight for survival.
It's almost ironic, isn't it? The very place that might hold the key to stopping the outbreak is also surrounded by the creatures it spawned.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate test.
And the tension is palpable as they approach the author. The author really cranks up the suspense, describing the atmosphere as thick with anticipation and dread.
You can almost feel the weight of their mission pressing down on them. They know that the fate of humanity might hinge on their success or failure.
But it's not just the zombies they have to worry about. It's the other survivors, the ones who might see them as a threat, who might be willing to do anything to protect their own interests.
Oh, right. That adds a whole other layer of complexity.
That's what makes the infiltration so nerve-wracking. It's not just about fighting their way through hordes of zombies. It's about navigating the unpredictable landscape of human nature.
Because you never know who's going to snap under pressure.
And those zombies are not like the ones they encountered before. They're more coordinated, more aggressive, almost as if they're working together with a shared purpose.
Which brings us back to that whole concept of the evolving virus, the idea that the threat itself is adapting and becoming more dangerous.
It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? That even if they manage to find a cure, the virus might already be one step ahead.
Yeah, it's like a nightmare that you can't escape from.
So how do Ethan and Logan handle this new breed of zombie? How do they manage to survive in this chaotic, unpredictable environment?
Well, they have to rely on their combined strengths, their contrasting personalities becoming their greatest asset. Ethan's intellect helps them anticipate the zombies' movements, while Logan's combat skills allow them to react with brutal efficiency.
It's a fascinating dynamic to witness. They bicker and argue, but they also complement each other in ways they never could have imagined before the outbreak.
It's like the apocalypse has forced them to acknowledge the value of each other.
And the survivors they've recruited play a crucial role as well. Some prove to be loyal allies, willing to fight alongside them, while others are more ambivalent, their motives shrouded in secrecy.
It's a constant game of figuring out who to trust.
The author does a great job of conveying the uncertainty and paranoia that can fester in these survival groups. You're never quite sure who's going to crack under pressure, who's going to turn on their comrades.
It's a reminder that the human element can be just as dangerous as any external threat.
And amidst all this chaos, they finally breach the facility's defenses. They come face to face with the antagonist, the mastermind behind the outbreak.
So they finally meet the big bad, huh?
He's a scientist, brilliant, but obsessed with pushing the boundaries of knowledge, even if it means sacrificing human lives.
A classic mad scientist trope.
But there's also a tragic element to his character. He genuinely believes he's doing something revolutionary, that his work will ultimately benefit humanity, even if it causes unimaginable suffering in the short term.
I can see that it's like he's blinded by his own ambition.
The confrontation between him and the twins is electric charged with both physical and emotional tension.
Yeah, you can feel the stakes rising.
And then he reveals that the virus has mutated, become airborne. It's a gut-wrenching twist that raises the stakes even higher.
Oh no, that changes everything. Now they're all in danger.
Welcome back to the Drunken Zombies Podcast.
And I'm Julia.
I'm Adrian, back with the final chapter of Twins Apocalypse. When we left off, our heroes were facing an impossible situation.
All right, the virus was airborne. Their nemesis seemed unstoppable, and the fate of humanity hung by a thread.
The author paints a vivid picture of the ensuing chaos inside the facility. People are panicking, realizing that even a breath could mean infection. It's a claustrophobic nightmare full of desperation and the raw, primal fear of the unknown.
And it's in this moment of utter chaos that Logan steps up. He makes a decision that changes everything.
Sacrifices himself.
Yeah, he sacrifices himself to buy Ethan time to escape with a vial of the cure.
It's a truly heartbreaking moment, but it speaks volumes about his character arc.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
You're right that he's started out as this lone wolf, a tough guy who only looked out for himself, but throughout the story, he's forced to confront his own vulnerability, his connection to his brother, and ultimately his responsibility to something larger than himself.
His sacrifice isn't just an act of heroism, it's a culmination of his growth. It shows how, even in the darkest of times, there's still room for redemption, for selfless acts that defy the odds.
It's a powerful moment for sure.
So Ethan escapes with the cure, but he's still got a long way to go. He has to reach a broadcast tower to transmit the formula, hoping it will reach other survivors in time.
It's a race against time, a desperate scramble through a world overrun by these new intelligent zombies. And he's battling not just the external threat, but also the internal fear of being infected.
The author really cranks up the tension here, doesn't he?
Right.
You're on the edge of your seat wondering if he's already doomed.
Yeah, it's a brilliant use of suspense, keeping you invested in Ethan's journey, even though, the stakes are incredibly high.
But he's not alone in this fight. He encounters other survivors from the facility, people who choose to believe in his mission, even when all hope seems lost.
It's a reminder that even in the apocalypse, human connection can endure, that there's still strength to be found in unity.
There's a beautiful contrast, isn't there, between the sprawling chaos of the zombie outbreak and these small moments of human connection. It's like the author is saying that even in the face of unimaginable horror, there's still beauty to be found in the resilience of the human spirit.
Exactly, and those moments of connection give Ethan the strength to keep going. He uses his intellect and his resourcefulness to outsmart the zombies, creating makeshift weapons and traps. He's not just relying on brute force, he's using his brain, which is fitting given his character.
Right. It's a reminder that sometimes the most powerful weapon we have is our ability to think, to strategize, to adapt to ever-changing circumstances.
And ultimately, that's what allows Ethan to succeed.
So he makes it to the broadcast tower. He manages to transmit the cure's formula, sending a beacon of hope out into the devastated world.
It's a victory, but a bittersweet one.
The story ends with Ethan looking out at the ruins, knowing that the fight is far from over. But at least there's a chance for rebuilding, a chance for humanity to learn from its mistakes.
It's a hopeful ending in a way.
What I find most compelling about Twins Apocalypse is that it doesn't offer easy answers. It leaves you with questions about the cost of survival, the ethics of scientific advancement, and the enduring power of human connection. It's a story that stays with you long after you finish reading it. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's still hope to be found, and that sometimes the greatest acts of heroism come from the most unexpected places.
Well said.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Drunken Zombies podcast, don't forget to rate and follow us for more tales of brains and mayhem. Until next time, stay safe out there.